Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? I wasn't even going to film this morning. I am now. So I've had a PT cancel on me, or he moved his appointment. So I don't actually have to go to the gym this morning. So I'm going to take you through my morning routine. And I've got a busy day of check-ins today. Wednesday and Monday I do my check-ins, and they're pretty full on. But yeah, so nice to be able to actually not have to get up at a certain time, even though I still have. I got up at 5. It's now 6. I've kind of to be honest, I've just been laying in bed. I don't ever do it, so why not, eh? So morning routine. Let's try and put you somewhere where you can actually see me. So always start my morning. Creatine, electrolytes, glutamine, and about 750 ml of water, which I just chuck in a shaker. So I'm on about 30 grams of protein a day now, which is the most I've ever run. And I have genuinely noticed like a huge difference just in my like cognitive function. Yeah, like a big improvement actually. I used to be on like probably 15 or 20, and then ramping up to 30 has been really good. Really good. So absolute staple at the moment. I have 10 grams in this, and I'll have sort of 10 grams throughout the day in like a big 2-litre water bottle, and then have 10 grams in the evening. And yeah, big improvements I've seen. So I recommend that to anyone, not just if you're training. Some really good long-term studies on it for like cognitive function, and they were testing it in Alzheimer's patients, and their short-term memory increased by like 40% or something. It was something stupid. I can't remember the exact percentage. Someone's probably going to prove me wrong, but yeah, but get on it. Cheap as chips really as well. I'm pretty sure one of these is 30 quid and there's a whole kilo of creatine in there. So it'll last you a fair old while. Yeah, make sure you are on that. So I'll get this in. I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going in the cafetiere today. I've not had a coffee in my cafetiere for ages. It used to be all I did. Then I got a coffee machine, which I haven't used at the moment because I need to change the filter. So I've just gone back to instant coffee. But that Azera instant coffee is good. It is good. That's why I've ended up not going back to this. But yeah, I'm going to treat myself to a little cafetiere coffee. Yeah, and then I'm going to have meal 1, which is an omelette at the moment, which is not as fun as having 250 grams of sourdough as well with your eggs. But I'm in a little bit of a diet phase at the moment, just until we're going to another improvement phase. Nothing crazy, but just want to get down to probably about 96 kilos. And I'm about 98 now. So at my height, I was 104 kilos, which was pretty heavy. Boy, did I feel that as well. When I was 104 kilos, I felt 104 kilos, which I know is not heavy in the grand scheme of like how heavy people get. I know I'm 6'1", you know, it's not like it's ridiculously big. But when it's the heaviest body weight you've ever been, like you really, really notice it. So yeah, that was... we'll get up there a little bit slower this time. I was a little bit naughty with my... I wasn't naughty, to be fair. I was just, you know, after post-show, you go out for more meals and stuff. I was still bang on with my food in the week. I was still really cautious of my plans, and you know, just I'm someone who does put on weight quite quick. I can lose it quite quick, but I can put it on quite quick. And I do get quite watery as well, which causes me like inflammation and stuff like that. And it just puts you in not a good spot to grow. So yeah, just a little clean up now. Make me sensitive to food. Get my insulin sensitivity in a very good spot, because obviously I've got like a 20+ week push up. You don't want to be fat at the starting point of that. So yeah, just trying to not be fat, basically. But what I'll do is I'll come back when meal 1's done, and we'll have a little chat. And there we have it, meal number 1. 250 grams of egg whites, 2 eggs, 2 turkey rashers, mushrooms, spinach, and 100 grams of pineapple. I'm going to have probably like 15 to 20 grams of this kimchi. I don't have kimchi with every meal. I just quite like it in my breakfast for some gut health. I'm going to have a a couple of gherkins because diet life, bro. And then this is my salt weighed out for the day. I've already put it on the meal. What I'm going to have, I have roughly 2 grams of every meal. So that's 6 grams of low salt, 4 grams of pink salt. I would much rather have 10 grams of pink salt, but potassium, we need to get that potassium in. And you don't want to run too high sodium, although I would just love to just have just pink salt. Because low salt is dead. And a bit of ketchup. And I've got my coffee as well, so I'm going to chow that down. I normally just honestly, I shouldn't do it, but just flick through TikTok. I've got a little thing there. I'll watch something or I'll put something on that I want to learn about and relax while I'm eating. Then I'll get on to client replies. Then we're going to do some check-ins, and maybe I'll take you along for a couple of the check-ins as well. You can kind of see what I cover. So yeah, let's get this food in. I'm hungry. Went out for a Nando's yesterday, and when you allow calories for a Nando's, I don't know, you just never feel as fulfilled. Because my meals that I have are so good at here that I enjoy them. I get the volume, I get all the nutrients I want. I mean, not that Nando's is bad, but I just feel like they're obviously a bit higher in calories. So yeah. So I've woken up quite hungry today, but what was I, 98.3, so I'm almost at my lowest that I've been. I think I had a 98.1 a couple of days ago. So it's coming down, but I've got legs today, so I will weigh more tomorrow, 100%, just for inflammation, which usually happens. So yeah, I'm going to get this down me and I'll be back in a bit. So here it is, the workstation setup. So meal number 1 is down, so I want to get some steps in, little digestion walk. I will have a little look through some check-ins and probably start them, because the good thing is I can walk and work, mate. Unreal. Yeah, do this every day, mate. I've never ever struggled to get my steps in. The walking pad has been probably one of my best investments. Just get that to that. I don't walk as fast when I'm on it as I would outside, because you've got to be careful. But going to get through this morning's check-ins. What I'll probably do is I might go through a few, and then if there's anything come up that I think would be good to talk about, because obviously when clients check in, we go through their week, and it's obviously not just carry on doing this. If there's a problem that's come up, we solve it. If there's any potential issues coming up next week, we plan it. It's all about us thinking, right, what did we do this week that went really well? What did we do this week that didn't go very well? What can we do next week that would improve that? Or, are we on the right track? You don't always have to make changes. I don't every check-in today. I could literally have check-ins where I make no, 0 changes to anyone's plan, or I could make changes to everyone's plan. So yeah, it's a case of making a change when you actually need to. If your coach is just making changes every time you check in, then that's normally because they're trying to look like they're doing something. Actually, a good coach will let it go. Someone needs to be consistent for a little while. You shouldn't always see huge movements in scale weight every week. You shouldn't see huge improvements in form. You shouldn't see, loads of things happening, so you'd have to make another change. This happens over weeks, months, years. But the ones who make the most progress are my clients who just stay consistent. They tick the boxes, they've got that balance. I did a thing on my Instagram the other day about my client Meg. She's 10.5 kilos down in 11 weeks, and she's been out for 9 meals out, a 5-day holiday, and she's had some pretty big life events going on. And absolutely nailed it. She's not been restricted. Okay, when she's gone out, she's not been able to eat exactly what she wants in terms of just being free for all, but she's still eaten out 9 times. That's a lot of times. So again, where we built structure around it, we've made it also so that her daily calories are not really, really low. So she doesn't go out to these meals absolutely starving. You have to actually work with that individual, what fits around their lifestyle. Anyone can make progress, literally anyone. Whether you put the effort in or not is whether you make that progress and whether you're accountable. And it's not as deep as people make it. It's really not deep. We make it deep, clucking for food or thinking about a meal out as just how much food can I eat, rather than oh, I'm going to an event today with, the people, my friends, my partner, my kids, and I'm just going to enjoy it with them, Like a day out, for instance, seems to throw a lot of people off. They tend to just, oh, what am I going to do? And, what food's going to be bad today? Yeah, remove that food is bad thing and plan it. Be accountable. Right, we can go to a Nando's, we can track that in. Right, I can go to a shop. You can still buy easily trackable foods from little shops, like a little Tesco Extra or something. Do you know what I mean? Like you can, if you really want to, you could hit your macros bang on, even if you get caught out, But you've got to be willing to put the effort in to hit them. So yeah, that's one thing I really push on with my clients, because I've got some lifestyle clients, I've got some clients who are competing, I've got some clients doing photo shoots, and they all have different goals, but they have a very similar framework. But some we have more leniency with things than others. If someone's competing, we're not going to meet off plan because your goal is very high, and that's for big results, you need to be very strict. That is a very restrictive thing. For my clients who are lifestyle, wanting to lose a bit of weight, feel better, look healthier, we have a lot more freedom with things, But they're obviously not trying to achieve unbelievable results, okay? So there's nothing fairer than fitness and health. Whatever you put in, you will receive back. And that's, you need to remember what you're trying to get to, and then your actions align with that. They have to align with your goal. We all get caught up now. You'll watch a bodybuilder online. I mean, look, I'm a bodybuilder. I still look at people who do bodybuilding and think, oh my God, they are so restricted, because they're even more restricted than me. They won't ever go out. They don't even go on holiday. For me, that doesn't suit me. So my actions are aligned with my goals. Their actions are aligned with their goals, but they're probably going to go pro or go to Olympia. Sweet, I don't have to act like that. I can get inspiration from that, but I don't have to be that person. And I think a lot of you get confused. You'll see someone on Instagram doing something and you think, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Yes, you are for your goals. You don't have to live like an Olympian bodybuilder. You can live like John from down the road who just wants to lose a bit of weight. So yeah, I'm going to get through to these. I'm out of breath already. Not even heavy yet. And yeah, I'll get back when I'm gone for a few and see what's come up. So I just had a check-in with a client and I thought, do you know what? I can talk about this one actually. So he has been in a diet phase for 15 weeks now, 16 weeks. So it's quite a long diet phase. He's never actually dieted before. And he's someone that I saw quite a lot of potential in actually. I didn't approach him about coaching. I just said to him before, like, mate, you've fucking got a lot of potential. And I think it sparked something in him, and he then sort of said, yeah, Clint, I'm ready to do it. So we've dropped about 9 kilos in body weight and body fat. And also he's built a decent amount of muscle as well, because obviously we've sorted out his training, his nutrition, his recovery. And but yeah, it got to the point where we are very lean now, and it's hard. When you've never experienced being lean, it is hard. It sucks, mate. Like, it's very restrictive. Energy levels are low. And, it is just a new experience. When your body's not experienced that before, if you've never actually dieted before, your body's never really been hungry for a prolonged period of time, never more than a day, would you say? Like, because when you're hungry, you eat, right? Before I'd done this, if I was hungry, I'd eat whatever I fancied as well. So to override that and ignore what your body wants is hard. It's a new experience. And I think the first proper diet you do is probably one of the hardest. And it's where you learn to just be one with that feeling. And it is really, really tough. But he's absolutely nailed that. And we're now sort of reverse dieting out because, we've done the job. Work's done. He's got 6-pack, didn't have a 6-pack before. He's got fucking obliques coming through. He's got shoulders popping out. In 15 weeks is a decent amount of work. And he was training. He wasn't not training. He was not like a stranger in a gym, and I think. But we've definitely dialed in on those smaller 1%. Nutrition, obviously, being the main thing, and then accountability. But we've got a holiday coming up in 8 weeks' time, right? So he was a bit worried. He's like, oh, what if I'm not, I want to be filled out by then. I feel skinny at the moment. Now, to genuinely actually fill someone out muscularly I mean, you can do it in 3 days, right? That's what we do when we do our bodybuilding competitions, 2 or 3 days of loading up. Your muscles will be as full as they're going to get, really. If you do it correctly, obviously. So you don't actually need that long. So when you're going through a diet phase, you're going to go through phases where you're like, mate, I feel skinny. And unfortunately, that is part of the process. And I don't think that matters really how much muscle you've got, because you're dropping body weight. So if you're 10 kilos down in a fairly short amount of time, 15 weeks, that's going to feel different. You're going to put a top on and go, Jesus, that's loose. That used to be tight. And that automatically makes you feel skinny. Then people are going to mention it as well. Oh, God, don't lose too much weight, don't you? You don't look very well. Oh, shut up. Well, they're like that, with a fucking beach ball like that, smoking and that. Oh, shut up. Piss off. And it's a weird phase. And then when you come out of it, when you get into your improvement phase, before you know it, you're like, fucking hell, I feel fat, which you're not. It's just because you start to put on weight again. And, those lines, those really detailed lines of when you were your lightest, they sort of blur a little bit, especially if you don't nail that reverse diet. That is the most important part of dieting. You've got to be as controlled as possible out there. And it's so hard as well, because you feel like you've regained a little bit of freedom almost. But really, you have to be as locked in as you was on that diet phase to absolutely get the most out of that. Now, he is a lifestyle client, right? He's not doing a photo shoot. He's not a bodybuilder. So we could have got him leaner, but we don't need to. It doesn't serve a purpose. He started to not enjoy it. So we are on the other way out now. He's going to look incredible for his holiday, because we've got 8 weeks to just slowly build up that food, drop the fatigue off, and get him looking his absolute best, And also that gives us a chance to build up some really good habits of dealing with that hunger still, because he's still going to be hungry. You don't just get 1,000 more calories a day when you're in a reverse diet. It's controlled. But he should be in a very good spot there, slightly less sensitive to food. So if he does have something off plan, he's not just going to be an absolute water balloon as well. So yeah, what we've done is given ourselves enough time. The timeline is great. And then also he's going to run into the summer looking as pretty lean and as full as possible, which for a lifestyle client is exactly what we want. So yeah, we're just managing the mindset towards clients sometimes, because he's never experienced this. Obviously, I've experienced it a few times, so I know exactly why, but actually getting that across to your client is super important. Before they've even felt something, I'm going to tell them how they're going to feel. Like, this is how you're going to feel. You're going to feel skinny. Then when we come out, you're going to tell me you feel fat. Then, when we go on, you're going to be worried that weight's going on too quick and stuff. There's all these questions because you haven't experienced it, you don't know and you don't understand. But there's always a method behind something, yeah? That we're not just doing it to, obviously I'm in a results-driven business. Every decision I make is one that is beneficial for my client, obviously, because if they get better results, I get better results. So yeah, something to think about anyway. I'm going to get back to check-ins now. But yeah, I thought that was a good one to go over. He didn't particularly have any problems, but it's just mindset, approach to what phase we're in, how it should feel, and that is normal, and we run with that whilst we're in that phase, okay? When you're in a diet phase, you should feel skinny, you should feel hungry, you should feel a little bit low on energy some days, because we are literally eating less than we need to even maintain our body weight. Doesn't mean you should feel absolutely fucked all the time. That's a different thing, and we've managed it by giving him some high days and stuff and some rest days. Then when you come out of it, hunger is going to be even higher. When I tell you you've got more food, for some reason, hunger just absolutely ramps up. Your body gets a taste of the good stuff. We've got slightly less fatigue as well, because we pulled away some cardio and some steps. And that's hard to manage, because you think mentally, when I first did a reverse, I was thinking, God, I'm going to not be hungry now. No, I was more hungry and more and more hungry. Almost the more food went in, the better. But it's your body's wanting it. Your body is obviously in a state where it's like, let's store some body fat because we've lost loads, and we want to stay healthy and not feel like that again. So yeah, I hope that all makes sense and gives you a bit of an insight to dieting and reverse dieting. So Wednesday check-ins are done. That was pretty good. There's not as many on a Wednesday, actually. There's more on a Monday. I have shitloads on a Monday and not as many on a Wednesday. And they were pretty straightforward today. So yeah, what's the time now? 9 o'clock. So 2.5 hours of check-in, 3 hours of check-ins. just back to back as well, bang them out. I don't go on my phone, like literally put my work phone upside down in another room so I can't just search top 10 shark attacks on TikTok. So pre-workout meals going in now. I am training at 10:30. I'm training legs with Pav, big Pav. So looking forward to that. I'm not training with him for a while. He's actually got a ruptured tricep. So yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult for him to do everything how he normally would, but he can still train legs. He's still doing it, and it should be good to catch up and train with someone who's got the biggest legs out there. They are wham. So you are joining me for meal number 2. So I'm going to go through some bits. So I forgot to take my morning sup. So they're there. 80 grams of blueberries, 20 grams of dark chocolate. I'm going to have 50 grams of whey and then 110 grams of cream of rice. But these are some things I just wanted to show you. So supplements I take with my higher carb and protein meals, Digest Pharma Pro and betaine HCl. Now, Digest Pharma Pro does have some betaine in it anyway, 500 milligrams. So I'll take one of them and then one of the betaines alone. Now, I was suffering with some heartburn, indigestion, gassiness, and I think it was actually down to like low stomach acidity. So since implementing Digest Pharma Pro and betaine HCl, it's gone. Genuinely, it's gone. So where I have quite a high protein diet and I'm a little bit older now, I think the stomach acid can become less and struggle to cope with demand, and then it creates more issues because it's not getting rid of food as quickly and as efficiently as it possibly could. So implementing them with my higher carb meals where I really want to digest it well has been working an absolute treat. Yeah, honestly, genuine game changer. So I have them sort of just before I eat. I have all my supplements just before I eat. Prefer to take them with food rather than just on their own. I think you can still take them on their own. They don't always say with food, but generally your stomach acid is going to be working really well. So get those in there and it will help break down the food. And yeah, this is my favorite meal. I absolutely love it. I could eat so much of this. So, but yeah, looking forward to food going back up, but we've got a job to do. I quite like, weirdly, being hungry. Like I really enjoy my food. Like I enjoy basic food. Like you could just give me like rice and chicken with nothing on it and I'd enjoy it. And I think we lose that when you just eat what you want when you want. You lose that enjoyment and that luxury of food that we have, that we can pick and choose what we want and we can make it really, really nice. So yeah, I'm going to make this. I will show you the finished product, but yeah, this is. I've got a sweet tooth and this absolutely kills my sweet craving. So yeah, I will get back to you guys shortly. So here we have it. I'm not even about to show you. Face tracks on. Yes. Oh, that blueberries are coming off. What a meal. So yeah, get this in. I'm training at 10:30, 9:20 now. So actually a little bit later than I normally like to eat. I'll do some steps after this. And then just do some replies till I go to the gym, really. We've reduced volume a little bit in my leg session, in all my sessions actually, just because recovery is a little bit low. Currently in a health phase. So basically running TRT, 150 milligrams, I think we are. And 6 RU of growth. So obviously I can still make progress on that. You know, I'm not stupid, but you definitely can't do the same workload you do when you're on. It just doesn't match. So my body was feeling a little bit battered. I've got some little issues in my forearm at the moment as well, which is just annoying, which I want to get sorted before I go back on blast as well. So I'll probably chuck in some L-carnitine pre-workout today. And some Moxie and some growth hormone pre-workout potentially. Or do I leave that pre-bed now? So I've gone down to 6 IU again. I was on 8 IU. But actually my joints were just hurting on 8 IU. Like, it felt like it wasn't a benefit to me. So we're going to go back down to 6, see how that feels. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to eat this quick and I might get some clips of legs and then I'll probably do a check-in after leg day and we'll do post-workout meal. So I'm going to talk you through the session. So this is my top set. Now I absolutely muck this up, by the way, and I'm going to show you how. So when I'm doing a hack squat or any sort of press, I am actually thinking about keeping my foot pressure nice and even. And the reason I wear squat shoes is because I've got like really, really tight like ankles and Achilles, and like I just don't have good ankle mobility. I can't even like with a stretch in it, doesn't seem to really help. So the squat shoes really help. And as you can see, as I get through these reps, I really start to push through my toes a little bit because I'm overextending at my sternum, my rib cage starts to come up. So really, I want to be like braced down a little bit on this, especially with my build. I need to like crunch down more. So as you see here, like, I'm really going through my toes like badly. And once it kind of goes, I feel like I lost my rhythm with it as well. So you'll see on my next set, I've actually took the weight down and I put a pad in at the top to keep me forward more, and it felt like a million times better. But yeah, this was a pretty rubbish set actually. Like, it is what it is. I still match numbers, but it was like, here, look at my toes. I'm like, still training hard. But when you go through your toes, your hips shut off, and that's not good. So I've put a few clips in of Pav today. So Pav ruptured his tricep not long ago. He's had the operation and he's still training. He had the operation like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the madman with the biggest legs in Kent is still training. So I kind of wanted to put this in just to show you that, one, like, people make fucking excuses. Watch how hard he trains here. He just doesn't stop. He's got the mindset. Like, there's some people do bodybuilding because they love it. And that is what Pav does. He just loves training. And he's someone who actually, he got me into training, like properly. Like intensity wise, trying different things, learning how to feel muscles and stuff. Like, that was when I started training with Pav. I kind of realised there was a little bit more to training than just moving a weight from A to B, if you know what I mean. But yeah, he done really well here. Literally has to keep his arm up because he can't bend it. So, but fair play. Look how hard he's training. Meant to be taking it easy. But yeah, if you see that here, I just put the pad in, and it really just helped me like keep in line, keep my rib cage down a little bit, and my sternum straight. And then I was better braced on the way down, which meant I kept my foot pressure. So if you watch this, my heels don't really come off on this set. I did drop the weight a little bit as well, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of start again, really start afresh on this, but much better. And if you notice, I keep my head down as well, like almost looking at where I'm going. And that again helps me sort of stay locked in because nothing else needs to move really. I just need to put the pressure, and like I felt this through my quads massively. But I'm more stacked. I could brace my core better, which meant I felt stronger, which meant my foot pressure was even, and my hips didn't shut off. When I pushed through my toes, my hips shut off, and I actually get a really bad lower back as well. So this was good. I left the gym a lot happier with this, and that's something I think you need to be mindful of. Like, don't just go in and if it felt wrong, don't change it and try it again. Like, I was like, I'm going to try the pad. Like, I feel like I need to be more forward. I think this is going to help me, and lo and behold, it did. And this was a much better set. So this is 3 plates, which, to be honest, if you do a good tempo on a Gymleco, I think that's fairly heavy. You got people going 4, 4.5, and they're just bouncing out the bottom and stuff. Like, if I did that, honestly, my lower back would I might as well give up bodybuilding. So I kind of. I'm forced to do this, but also if you think about it, pausing in the change of direction is going to recruit more muscle stimulus, and you're going to get more gains. Also, less stress on my knees and lower back. So I definitely opt for, I'm not going to say low weight, but I could definitely bang out heavier weight than this, quicker, but not with reps like that. And yeah. And my legs are growing, right? That's the main thing I want is my legs to grow. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, he can't actually bring his arm towards him, obviously, because his tricep now been like drilled back into his arm. It's obviously really tight. But the doctor said to him, if he trains and stuff and moves, it does actually really help, which it does. Right? Blood flow and getting that neurological connection with training will be super important for recovery. But yeah. Still committing to good reps. And mate, he did every single weight I did and more reps. I mean, look at the legs on him. What a man. Obviously, it's just super hard for him to brace with that. But also, look, no excuses. The amount of people that don't go to the gym because they've got something little wrong with them, or Now, I'm not saying to push through injuries either. Don't take it that way. If you've got an injury, and I will say this to all my clients, we do not push through injuries. If we've got a bit of discomfort, we can work around it. But when there's direct pain, I would always recommend to just recover. But mate, this is a great set. He's taking his time, obviously, because he has to really concentrate on the bracing and keeping his shoulders and his right side. You're probably not going to want to push with as much, so he's probably pushing more for his left side here. But yeah, he kept going. Fair play. I think he's done really well. We were, when you start a session, you're like, yeah, we'll take it easy today. Well, not me, but him. Before you knew it, he was full sending it. But it's just the vibes you get, isn't it? But mate, that was great. I think very good, very good. And he used the pad as well and improved him. So single leg press now. So again, I'll just absolutely rinse these for what they are. Nice and controlled. 3 to 4 seconds on the way down. Little pause at the bottom. Straight into the next rep. Set myself up. I kind of lean myself over. You can see I've got my left hand between my legs and my right hand on the right side of my leg, and I'm just holding onto the seat, the pad. That just keeps me locked in. That allows me to then just drive all efforts through my leg and my quads, because that's all I want to do here. I don't need to be moving around. Nothing else needs to move. The more stability you can have in a movement, the more muscle fibers you're going to recruit in the one you want to use. Can't stress that enough. See these people moving around, getting these last reps by moving their whole body. That's not going to get you anymore. I mean, this was a savage last rep. Genuinely thought that weren't going to go. But that's what your last rep should look like, people. If you want to grow, whether it's legs, whether it's arms, whatever, if you want to grow a muscle, then you need to be doing this. So he gets the maddest range of motion here, look. Literally, I didn't know you could get to the bottom of this machine, but apparently you can. Obviously, because you can see his right arm, his right arm here, he's having to hold on, but obviously with a dodgy arm as well, he's having to be careful to not overexert himself. So he could have definitely gone heavier, but you have to play it safe for things like this. But yeah, overall, just a great session, honestly. Really, really good. Enjoyed it. Pav is definitely someone who brings the best out in me. And you've got to enjoy training, and we both just buzz off each other, just good vibes. And if you haven't got that with training, I do recommend trying to find someone who can bring that out of you, because you'll progress a lot more, honestly. It's not just about what you can do in the gym, it's about who you're around as well. So yeah. So that was today's session. You are joining me for post-workout meal, which is well late. 2:15, mate. What the hell? That's actually not well late. Great leg session. You've just seen a couple of clips there. Train with Big Pav, mate. What a set of legs. And obviously, as I probably explained in the voiceover, which I haven't done yet, he has just come back from a tricep rupture. Bad. Hence why he was squatting with his arm up. But a good session, mate. And yeah, I feel absolutely potatoed now. Genuinely potatoed. But I've got post-workout meal. I had to just get this cooked because I was a bit behind. So that's going in. Also, another thing I do love to put in, which I don't know if it's going to see that. It's going to try and go on my face. Trained by JP Unwind, especially after a leg day, but just after training, ashwagandha, magnesium, theanine, taurine, just really good for settling you down after a pretty savage session. And I've seen some good benefits in that actually. I will sleep better tonight. Weirdly, I don't sleep well after legs for some reason. I don't know. I'm knackered, I'm mullered, but my legs will radiate heat all night. They are boiling where they are damaged. I'm always someone who's suffered with DOMs quite bad. yeah, like even like most people, I feel like a lot of people don't get a sore back. I'll have a sore back. I'll have like sore arms. Like I really do get DOMs bad and legs. Yeah, bad news, man. I just, for some reason, I need to sleep more, but I struggle. So, but this does help. Definitely helps. And obviously keeping my magnesium up through the day as well. I've noticed it's really good as well. So I kind of upped that elemental magnesium throughout the day. So yeah, post-workout meal going in. I will do some steps as soon as I'm done. I can't stress enough how good this has been for my digestion. I will not have a drink with this meal either. I don't drink anything when I eat anymore. Just in between my meals. Again, huge benefit for digestion. Like huge benefit. Like it's mental. I used to be sipping like Pepsi Max in between and just wondering why I had gas. You know, having sweetener and fizz in between mouthfuls, and your body's got to try and like digest that, separate it. Digestion is really key, people. Like I'm really starting to know. I think I always knew, but the more I dedicate to improving it, the better I feel. The more progress I make, the better everything is. I'm like, yeah, I need to keep on top of this, especially when your food gets high. Like this is going to be even more important. Food's not high at the moment; it's a bit low. So it's not a bit low. It's all right. It's pretty good. But yeah, I don't think I'll have a weight drop tomorrow. Like I said, my weight goes up usually. So yeah, I'm going to chow this down, and I'll probably bring you back for my last meals. I'm just going to kind of do the whole day. It's going to be a bit of a long video, but oh, you asked for it, guys. You didn't. You didn't ask for it. No one cares, Clint. But yeah, good session. I'm going to do, once I've done, I'm going to do some replies. I'll do the voiceover for this and get this out. So I'm back. Guys. Meal number 4 is going down. So I'll show you what I do. I prep my mince, so that's cooked. That will do me for a couple of days, and then also prep some veg. Because why not? Got my veg in here for this dinner. Chippies in there for chipping. And the absolute goat goes on this meal. Hip and nut almond butter, boy. I didn't mean to cut that off then. Got excited because I mentioned almond butter. But yeah, lovely meal this, unreal. So I'll get this down, do some more steps. Guess what? Digestion walk again. Oh my God. After every meal. Also, we'll take my evening sups. So what have I got in here? Trained by JPQ will come in, my other omegas, my kidney, my vital support. You have to have them twice a day. And then some more magnesium in that. And I will actually have some more magnesium before bed as well, because I'll have dream sleep. So getting my magnesium in literally throughout the day. I will get another drink in with some creatine in as well, 10 grams this evening. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. Pretty standard day for me. The consistency with my food is just like so easy. Like I said, I went out for Nando's yesterday, but try to not go out too often. But again, you can track it in, it's easy enough. So yeah, I will get this made up and get this down me. And then after some steps, I will probably do a little bit of work. And yeah, I've got a meal plan to do for someone. And I think that's it. And then chill. I'm going to get an early night and I'm off to watch a show in London tomorrow. Wicked. So yeah, I only booked it today, so I'm going to go tomorrow. That should be good. So looking forward to that. And this is it. Final meal. Cream and rice pancake. Pretty much the same as earlier, but less cream and rice. 80 grams instead of 110. So I'm all showered, ready to do some more steps, then I'm gonna chill. I'm actually trying to like actively wind down in the evening now. Try to not like go on my phone and reply to people and just chill. Lights down low, get into bed early. I'll finish off, I've got some creatine in here. with some glutamine and some electrolytes. And I'll do some steps after this, yeah. And then get in bed, mate. That is pretty much a standard training day for me, to be honest. Normally I have, like I say, normally I have some PT sessions chucked in. But yeah, pretty standard. And that's where the magic happens, right? It's in the daily actions. And I can't stress enough how important this is, like routine with your nutrition, your steps, your hydration. Like, they really do have such a huge impact. Like, if you're thinking about getting on gear or peptides and you've not got this nailed, then you're just missing out, mate. Like, this is the bread and butter. This has to happen. This has to work. This is the biggest driving factor for growth: training, routine, nutrition, hydration, and recovery. Then you can start adding stuff in, and it will obviously help. But until you've got that nailed, honestly, I think just that this is where you should be putting all your efforts. People don't want to put their efforts into this because it's boring, but this is literally the main thing that will make you progress. So I'm going to eat this, so it gives me hour and a half, hour till I go to sleep. I'll do my growth hormone just before I go to sleep. Try and keep it away from my food. Again, another thing you have to do as a bodybuilder. Yeah, and then like I say, one PT tomorrow. I'll get up and do my cardio, especially after leg day. It really helps my recovery. Going to London, so I'm going to end up walking about quite a lot. Got a PT session, and then yeah, just like general replies. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will try and do some more specific videos soon. I didn't really know I was going to film today, so it's kind of just a day in the life. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit.